Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and I came to the little village of Naah, deep in the Borneo jungle by boat. It's the only way. Here, this is the end of over now almost 100 kilometers of dirt road. So first you have to brave the bumpy dirt road and hope there is not too much rain. Then you have to cross the river by boat. I actually came here to look for the red durian. Oh, beautiful butterflies. One of them is really big and has some yellow. Beautiful. Look at that. Well, came to look for the red durian. It was not in season. They showed me one beautiful old tree. And now I want to see what they are growing in this beautiful village. Some mango, I'm saying some mango because most of the trees here will not be Mangifera indica, but some jungle mango, some jackfruit, some bananas, those look like Pisang Hotel, and the mango behind that, this looks like a normal Mangifera indica durian tree in the background, and more bananas here. Oh, Koix lacrimaiobi, the ancient traditional corn of the Borneo mountains. Here, just a couple plants in Kalimantan. They seem to still grow it for its grain. Don't know if they have a paddy with this ancient plant around here, but I'm glad to see at least a couple specimens. A papaya plant, a beetle palm, a local Borneo eggplant or diacapal or sour eggplant, the local dogs. This one looks more savory than most of them. Can this be a soursop? Here a longhouse. Some people here prefer to live in longhouses, some prefer to live in their own little house. Manioc, and this is, oh god, what was this? I always forget this sour fruit which they like around here so much. And a bit of corn. Oh no, it's not corn. It's all job steers, Koix lacrimaiobi. It's growing so much around the houses. It's possible that they have a paddy of it somewhere. And this is just the stuff that gets lost on the way. A modern school, this is quite normal in the art of Borneo. The biggest and most modern and most advanced buildings are pretty much always the schools. They are taking care of their kids' education here. Hello, sir. I haven't been officially welcomed to the village yet. This is usually you should do this before you start filming in such remote places, but I kind of didn't have so much time. More manioc and the guava tree. Two soursop trees, very young. A young durian. Lemongrass. As you can see, the manioc has been pruned. Here they actually don't use the tubers so much. They mostly use the leaves as a vegetable. Beans, most probably the long spaghetti beans. Okra and some eggplant which is like one of those white and purplish stripes. Very small village. Usually they have quite big schools for those small villages, but no, it goes on over there. Bridges are awesome. They are like free tree top walks. Here a dukulangsa tree, pretty big one. It's not in season, but there is one single big bunch hanging there. Oh, down there on one of the branches, the invasive smelly passion fruit, Passiflora foetida. Next to it an encala tree. This tree in the back should be a dabai. Yeah, the Borneo olive. What else have we got here? Oh, here, not the rich gourd, but I forgot the name of this gourd. Look how beautifully it grows on this house. Very ornamental, and you have edible gourds. Couple a couple oil palm trees. Why do they even have them here? It's too far away to bring them to the mill. They experimented with them in some areas and then found out, yeah, around here there also a little bit further down there are a lot of abandoned plantations where they made plantations and then found out it's just too far for the price they are getting at the mill. Driving them 60-80 kilometers on dirt roads, it's just not feasible. This could be a young tree. They also, well, you can eat the fruit. The main treat are the seeds, but you can also eat the young leaves. A longan and a rambutan tree. One bunch of rambutans hanging there. Let's look at the, here lemongrass. Let's look at the Borneo olive from close up. It's rare enough so that it's interesting to show you a tree in the stage of development. Here, the sour eggplant or dayak apple. Couple unripe fruits hanging here. Next to it, the wrong pipit. I think this was some bazella, some sort of spinach-like vegetable, which, funny thing is, a lot of those vegetables are not really rare even in Germany. They look and sound very tropical. Chilies in pots. And here we have the dabai, the rare and revered Borneo olive. They are still white, that means they are unripe. They will grow to about twice the size and get black like an olive. Then you put them in hot water, not boil them, but put them in hot water or in a plastic bag in the sun. Just need to denature the proteins, I guess, and this stuff tastes wonderful. Not exactly like an olive, but an olive is the most similar to it. This lollipolly has been overturned and the ants are already around. Well, I like lollipolies. Well, if you keep rolling yourself together, you will never get saved. Oh, I guess. Okay, down there, where the ground is a little bit more uneven, it has a fighting chance. Oh, actually, this is quite a big village. There are several big longhouses here. Borneo Evangelical Mission, so the church should be nearby. Yeah, several big longhouses, dozens of small houses. Beautiful. Some nice little round chilies, small kasturi lime plant, and some cacti and spurges. Those are being grown under the roof, just like the aloe here. Yeah, the rainforest climate is a little bit wet for succulents, so it's better to grow them under your roof, under controlled conditions. Here is a very interesting medicinal fruit. Makota deva, or God's crown, those plum-sized red fruits. They taste horrible, but they are medicine. More longan, soursop, tukulangsat, coconut trees. It always amazes me to find them here so far from their home on the coast, but of course they grow here just as well. I think this is some tiny bitter gourd, curry tree. The leaves are the main treat, but you can also eat the fruits once they get ripe. A rural transformation project. That sounds interesting. Means that they have introduced some new crops here. Question is, what crops? Pineapples under the oil palms. Doesn't look like anybody's taking care of the oil palms yet. This area is just too remote for them to be an interesting crop. Those pineapples are really gigantic. Maybe this is this gigantic pineapple variety. Here a young fruit. Yeah, they're quite big over there. Somewhere here from the river I saw a bambagan mango hanging full of big fruits. And now trying to locate it. maybe even salvage a fruit or two. Funny thing is, Sarawak has a ton of oil, well, millions over millions of tons of oil, has the biggest dams in Borneo, so a lot of water power, and still solar is the most efficient way to power those remote villages, because even electricity lines to those villages would be too expensive. Look at the size of those pineapple plants, man. This one has a stem which is almost 2 meters, and the diameter of the rosette is also gigantic. Here another small fruit, but maybe they are getting a lot bigger. Bananas and manioc here above the village. A couple of those giant pineapples, some of them still quite small. Guess I cannot reach the bambagan from here. A squirrel, the main pest in the area, attacking the cocoa. Well, cocoas, nobody cares about them so much anymore. They don't harvest them for the seeds anymore. Probably the children from time to time eat the fruits from one. In Kalimantan, where salaries are much lower, cocoa is still a feasible crop, but not around here. But still, them pesky squirrels. It's always the squirrels' fault. They eat the durian, they eat all the other fruits, and yeah, and the cocoa. Big village, 5 or 6 big long houses and many dozens of single houses. Here a jungle mango in flower, probably bambagan. The second tree here could also be bambagan, and this could be a lot of other mangoes. The smell around here, this could be jungle durian or simply trash. It's not a normal durian, it's not a red durian. It's some of the yellow durians. I think Cuteiensis. Well, it could just be trash. But I think it's Cuteiensis. I haven't had a jungle durian for years now. Well, okay, here is at least a bambagan tree. Cannot see any traces of durian, but the bambagan tree is just as smelly. Correction, it's 100 times smellier than any durian. But I didn't smell it yet. So I guess the fruits are not ripe. Oh, those are good sized fruits, folks. Look at those. Those things, you wouldn't believe it, are giant mangoes. Well, giant in this case, they are like 1.5 kilograms. Not ripe yet. Growing in bunches. They will grow bigger. They are nothing like ripe because I don't smell them. Oh, too much rain now.